Hello students, welcome back to ADP classes. So the next concept is objects are mutable. So what is mutability? The meaning of mutability stands for updatable. Okay, you can change the state of the object by making an assignment to one of its attribute. For example, to change the size of a rectangle without changing its position, you can modify the width and height value. How? See, easily you can add constant values for the existing one. That's it. Box.width you are updating by adding a constant value say 50, as well as height is updated by adding constant value 100. Also it can be done with the help of a function. How? Here we are defining the function def, defining user defined it is a user defined function grow rectangle. Its name can be anything, we are using it, we are naming it as grow rectangle. So it takes three parameters, say the rectangle object, okay, let it be rect, and two parameters constant values, so say d width and d height. Okay, so it's a definition. Since you are defining the function, whenever you are defining the function there should be a colon, right, after definition. So inside the or body of the function you should be, so while defining you should be careful, so space matters. So body of the function, there should be at least one tab space here, there should be a tab space, okay, so that you can see here rect dot width, where see here, okay, rect dot width which is equal to rect dot width plus d width, the said parameter, or shorthand operator is used there. So rect dot height which is equal to rect dot height the existing value in addition with d height, this parameter, d width and d height, these two parameters. Okay, in this way we can do the updation, or we can see the mutability by with the help of the function. Here is the demonstration. Okay, box dot width and box dot height, that will give you the pair of value say 150 and 300. Then you are making a call for the grow rectangle function. You are making a call by passing the same value. Which value? The first object, or first is the object, let it be box, then width and height value 50 and 50. Getting? No, what will happen? 50 will be added to 150, that's it. 50 will be added to 150, 150 plus 50, and there it is 300 plus 100. So 200, 400 are the values you are getting. Okay, that's all about the mutability. Very simple topic. Next is about copying. So aliasing can make a program difficult to read because changes in one place might have unexpected effects on the other place. It is hard to keep track of all the variables that might refer to a given object. So copying an object is often an alternative to aliasing. Alternative option for aliasing is copying. The copy module contains a function which called as copy that can duplicate any object. So object replication can be done easily, which is called as copying. Okay, very simple thing, easily you can understand. Object replication. What is object replication? So all the data which is stored with respect to said object can be replicated on the other place. That is what object replication is, right? Let P1 is the point. Let P1 is the point with two variables x and y with two values P1 dot x equal to 3 and P1 dot y equal to 4. Then we have a copy function. So use the statement import copy. We are copying the value of P1 to P2. That's it. How? By making a call for copy function. So this is the syntax. Please remember, copy dot copy of P1. That's it. Copy of P1 should be assigned to new object P2. So P1 and P2 contains the same data. Okay, they are not the same point, but they are not the same point. You should understand. P1 is the replica, sorry, P2 is the replica of P1. This is P1 with x and y values. This is P2. So P1 is separate point, P2 is separate point, even though whatever the value stored with P1 which is replicated in P2, but they are represented in two different locations, right? So P1 and P2, if you are making a call, whatever the value existed, okay, that will be what? Displayed. Then if you use the is operator, recall is operator you have studied in the first as well as second module, right? If P1 is P2, so this is stands for compare, this is used for comparison purpose. P1 is P2, if you make a call for this from the command prompt, so P1 is P2, that will give you result false. So it is false because they are independent objects, they are not the same object. On the memory they are not located in the same place. On the memory they are located at different places, so different references are required to refer P1 and P2 even though the values associated with them are same, right? That's why result is displayed as false. Okay, please try to understand. So here the diagrammatic representation, okay, please go through it once. Yeah, P1 is P2 is same as P1, equal to operator is used, P1 equal to operator is used, P1 equal to P2, right, which is false. Again the same scenario here, box 2. Next your earlier object, copy of box which is copied onto box 2, then you are trying to compare box 2 with box, even though the values are same, but result will be false only. Okay, and whenever you are comparing the values, how values are compared? Values are compared, box 2 dot x is same as box 1 dot x, you can, okay, if box 2 dot x is same as box 1 dot x, then result will be showing as true only. Why? It is true because you are comparing the values. Whenever you are comparing the entire object, then it looks into the reference, however they are at independent locations, hence the result comes as false. Otherwise, whenever you are comparing the individual values are nothing but what? The data stored in the said location. However the data are same, they are equal because it is a copy, replication. That's why it is showing the result as true. Please try to understand this. Okay. So this copy operation, what we have discussed so far, is called as a shallow copy operation. So you want to copy the entire reference as well, then you have to go for deep copy. There is another option, deep copy. So copy of object we have mentioned so far, but this time what we did is, say box 3 equal to copy dot deep copy, right, deep copy of box, and we are trying to compare the object. Earlier, right, so in this the copy module provides a method named as deep copy that copies not only the object but also object it refers to and the objects they refer to. That's what I said, the references, okay, and so on. So you will not be surprised to learn that this operation is called as deep copy. So what it does then? So it defines the object totally separate in the sense, earlier at least we could see box 3 dot corner which is same as box dot corner, but now with respect to deep copy, even it is separated. Box 3 corner is not same as box dot corner. Two separate references for since the embedding concept we were studying that time, right? Corner represents two parameters, say x and y. With respect to shallow copy, at least this embedded thing will be displaying as true, but with respect to deep copy, even it is separated. So with respect to shallow copy or normal copy operation, box 3 dot corner is same as box dot corner, comes as true, but with respect to deep copy, even it is coming as false. However, the objects are not same. So box 3 is, if you try to compare box 3 with box, obviously the result will be turn out to be false, even in shallow copy as well as obviously in deep copy. The next step is the embedded object, corner object. It was coming as true with respect to shallow copy, even this comes as false with respect to deep copy. Okay, that is what deep copy concept is about. Next is debugging. We'll see the debugging in the next video.